Hello again, amazing people of the internet. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the states of New Mexico and Hawaii, and today a brand new state, which I will get to in just a minute. This is our preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, July 24th, 2020. Before I get to that, I do want to take a moment to say that we had another extraordinary week of sales, which I am genuinely grateful for. So I want to thank all the people who bought land from us these past 7 days. This week, that list includes, in Taos County, Liz, Mary, Darcy, Felicity, Mason, and Rebecca. In Hawaii County, Joe, Kelly, and John. John paid cash. Joe and Kelly are closing through title and escrow. And finally, in Socorro County, sold 3 properties, 1 to Joe, 1 to Phil, and 1 to returning customer, one of our favorites, Sarah JPC. Thank you so much to all of them and to all the new people subscribing here on the channel. I hope you find something that interests you. With all that said, guys, so we have 1 new property going live this week. I have cleared the docket. I did not want this property to fight for your attention with any other new properties. So this one is front and center this week. It is our very first property in Baboom, the state of Colorado. Yes, our very first acquisition in Colorado. First, hopefully, of many. This is a bit of an experiment to see how this performs, but it is my intention, it is my ambition to kind of branch out into Colorado as we have with Hawaii over the past year. So, with all that said, this is reference number LACO 1016. It is located in Rancho La Garita. It is 5 acres, priced at $22,000. And as you can see from the headline, it's a forested lot with utilities close to Trinidad Lake. What you don't see from the headline is that there's about 50 other great features with this property. I will have a video up on the website tonight where I'll be discussing this in greater detail. I will say, however, that before we took the step into Colorado, I spent a significant amount of time trying to find subdivisions that kind of checked off all the boxes for the things that you guys are interested in. Most notably, utilities, most notably a forested lot, close to a lake, close to a state park, close to a nice hunting area, no rules, no regulations, no HOA. And so this one is that and a whole lot more. Just to bring it up on a map for a second. So this Rancho La Garita is a subdivision that occupies a couple, let me go to map view. Occupies a couple hundred acres here just north of Weston. Weston is a small town that is closest to the property. I will say, however, that the town of Trinidad, which is about 20 minutes east, and Trinidad Lake State Park over here, this is really your kind of big major city where you'll go for groceries and supplies, Walmart, schools, churches, medical, that sort of thing. But really not too far from the property. And of course, if we pull back a little bit, you'll see that the property also is very close to the Spanish Peak State Wildlife Area, the Bosque del Oso State Wildlife Area, so 2 great regions for hunting, as well as just the fact that it's here in southern Colorado, which is just, a majestic land of just mountains and parks and recreation areas, etc. It should be noted that the property sits in very close proximity to the I-25 corridor here, so easy drives into nearby Walsenburg and Colorado City and Pueblo, and ultimately up here into Colorado Springs, and then finally Denver, roughly about 3.5 hours north of the property. Should also be noted, because we're a New Mexico-centric website, I will say that the property sits also very close to the Taos Ski Valley and Angel Fire over here. So really some of the best skiing in the country is close by, not only in Telluride over here, but also much closer over here in northern New Mexico in the Taos area. Blah, 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 blah. Now, let me quickly go down to the photo gallery here, guys, because I do want to show you some of the really pretty pictures from this region. Our photographer, who of course always does a great job, had some really nice weather that week. So got pictures not only of the roughly 800-acre state park out here that is Trinidad Lake. You can see it was kind of dead that day because of COVID, because most people are staying away. But of course, great area to go boating, fishing, jet skiing, swimming, so on and so forth, picnicking, blah, blah, blah. Then we get to the actual property-specific photos. And the first thing that jumps out at us here, number one, is you've got this sort of well-maintained dirt gravel roads out here, navigable in really any vehicle type. You've got utilities right at the lot line. And then you've got gas lines here, and you've got underground utilities, which, look at this, guys, close up at this. Close up of this, as proof that, yes, these things exist and they're right there at the property boundary. And then additionally, as you go through the photos, you're going to see this is a really beautiful forested lot, though it does have these cutout areas that are going to be easy to build on, easy to park, an RV, a camper, a trailer, what have you. If you are the adventurous type who does want to build further up the hillside, and you do want to kind of get into the fight with cutting down the trees, doing that, building. There are actually some cutout areas as you go further and further up the hillside, flatter areas in which you can do that. I will say if you do take on that chore, you're going to be rewarded, because as we go through the photo gallery here, you'll see there's some really beautiful views once you get to the top of this property, overlooking Spanish Peak, off to, I believe, the northwest, as well as just sort of all the Colorado landscape that surrounds this area. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a property that has, all these great features, but it doesn't have an HOA policing everything. So there's nobody there charging you money for the privilege of, breathing air on their property. There's no one there who's giving you ticky-tack fines for, onerous restrictions that nobody cares about. These are some of the views that I was talking about earlier. Additionally, there are no dues. There are no mandatory dues. There's like if you want to volunteer money to whatever, I don't know who you're volunteering it to, because there's no organization that controls this place, but I have heard from realtors that there's like a $50 annual thing if you want to contribute to the community. You can do that. So, point being, as you get up here to the top of the property, it gets pretty rocky, but also you get some really gorgeous views here, as noted. And then, of course, we've got the drone photos coming up of the property. We will also have a drone video on this page. As always, it will be down here at the bottom, right above the price. So, a lot to like about this property. We closed on this one with Otero County Title. So we do have title insurance on this. We will be providing a warranty deed. I really like this one, guys. I think this was a good way to start off our Colorado venture. I hope you guys like it as well. We will be buying more there in the future, though I would say there's going to be a couple-month lag before we'll have anything up on the website out there. But point being, that's our goal, that's our ambition, and hopefully this is a good way to start us off in that state. All right, guys, hope you like this property, and we will see you in the next video.